Thank God they standardized the English language at some point because it was batshit crazy.
Doesn't sound as good as Shel Silverstein.
I am surprised that we are friends.
I'm just chop busting.
Sushi Jackknife. 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 Sushi Jackknife.
Yeah. Damn it. The one time we try to have like a real intro.
Well, we don't need a real intro.
Well, I think we might.
I was just saying that I brought everything I need with me. I brought it all.
To this recording session?
I brought it all to this recording session.
You brought it all like Miles Davis brought it all on my t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Miles Davis is bringing quite a bit on that t-shirt. For those who can't see Justin's t-shirt, which is everyone listening to this podcast.
Even me, actually. You're the only one that can see it right now.
Yeah, Miles Davis on the t-shirt, boxing shorts, smuggling an anaconda down there. It's he brought it all to that boxing match.
He definitely did. I don't think he won the boxing match.
Oh no, he looks very weak.
Yeah, he's for what he lacks in his physical form, he makes up for in his package.
Yes.
Package, it rhymes with Piaget.
That's French.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
We've been speaking French this whole time.
That's not true.
Well, we said that in the past.
Yes. That's French.
That's very
That's French for yes.
Le tea is what I'm drinking.
Mm-hmm. So I am in a great mood.
I
know you can tell I'm in a great mood.
You're radiant today.
Okay.
You look like a new mother.
I feel like a new mother because I birthed the best thing that's happened in a very long time in my life before I came over here.
Wow.
Let me tell you this. Okay.
All right.
So you're married. You understand this.
Uh-huh.
Marriage is, as a great person once put it, a never-ending war. It's just one battle after another. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are nice times.
It's a war of attrition, really.
But there's just so much battling.
Sure.
So in my house, there has been a long-running battle.
Okay.
Where my wife will go into the bathroom.
Yeah.
French for the bathroom.
Another French word. If you're paying attention, that's four so far.
If we're speaking German, das Tinkelhasen. That means the house of tinkle.
Ah,
yeah.
I see.
She will go in there and then immediately burst forth from the door, proclaiming that yet again, I did not replace the toilet paper when I used it all. Now, this entire time, I have made the argument, I didn't use all the toilet paper. It's not me. You didn't replace the tube.
Okay. I'm still
And,
following you.
This is, by the way, when I get done with this story, there's going to be a point. You'll know. It's a very natural point.
Okay.
I need fireworks,
All right.
trumpet blasts.
Oh.
I need all the celebratory noises
Okay.
that you can come up with.
So, folks, expect some sound effects.
It's coming up.
Yeah. Thank you, the internet.
So I went running today, like I do. Run.
Run.
Came back, went into the bathroom. Keep in mind, I have not been home.
All day. Since this morning.
I came home briefly, put on some shorts, went to go run.
Got it.
Go into the bathroom. What is there? An empty toilet paper roll. Woo!
Celebration sounds.
You know what that means?
It means you won.
I won.
You won.
I won once in my life. I won the battle of the toilet paper roll.
Now, here's the question I have. Did she acknowledge that you won?
She acknowledged it like this. Hey, you didn't replace the toilet paper roll. Which is as much acknowledgement as I'm going to get. I'm going to get
You know what? It's enough.
That's a victory.
That's right.
Count it. I get a point.
Up on the
trumpet
boards.
blast here. Fireworks. Marching band. Cheering. I need a ticker tape parade.
Ticker tape?
Yeah, ticker
I don't
tape.
have a mouth sound for ticker tape.
No, you don't need to make a mouth. That sounds right.
Is that right?
Can you make a sound like just a ton of falling paper? Okay, I'll
Yeah.
accept that.
All right.
That works.
Great. Did you like how I kind of oscillated it a little bit? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I'm in a great mood because I am the victor.
Victory! Ba-ba-da-ba.
I'm holding my Diet Dr. Pepper.
And I'm holding my aged Earl Grey.
Yes, it is aged.
This Earl Grey is of legal drinking age.
Which, by the way, I'm also having aged Earl Grey for those keeping track of Nathan's teas.
There is a ever-widening fan base that is keeping track of your teas.
I was going, I Googled myself the other day because I do that all the time. There's actually a
it's
fan
not a sin.
site. Yeah, there's a fan site for my teas.
Really?
Yeah, they just list every tea I've had.
Nathan's Teas?
Mm-hmm. nathansteas.com. Go check that out.
Wow.
There's nothing.
No, that doesn't
That
exist.
may not be a real
If you-
website.
I will say, I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but if you Google me, the first thing you get is not me. The first thing you get is another guy with my name who is an English antiquarian book dealer.
Oh, I think you've told
Have
me
I told
personally
you this? Okay,
this.
but not the world.
Right.
Okay.
Not
so
that I know of.
if you Google Justin Croft, you will get Justin Croft books. He looks like he has an amazing life, I will say.
I wonder, does he have like every sort of book? Like what era?
Oh,
is
like
he?
we're talking medieval, like
too early.
Oh, he does all sorts of like you can get like a first edition Don Quixote from this guy.
Wow.
Like he's for real.
I need first edition Canterbury Tales.
I think that would be hard to find.
I can be just as confused by it as I was in high school, but in first edition.
Right. Right.
Why is this so
I read
long?
a section from Canterbury Tales the other day, and I was also very confused. Thank God they standardized the English language at some point because it was batshit crazy.
I assume that if you were to get it all in one volume,
Canterbury Tales?
yeah,
Yeah.
it would be like 8,000 pages. It would just never end, and by page 50,
Yeah.
you'd just be going, I
By
don't-
like the nun's tale or the nurse's tale.
I don't
you're-
know anything
Right.
about what's happening
Right.
anymore.
There's another book like that, which I have. You know what? Let me get it down. I have my poetry book section, guys.
Poetry book
Maybe
section.
you didn't know this about me, but I have a shelf just for poetry in my basement.
Man, if you don't think that makes Justin sound like a tool, I don't know what does. I'm just chop busting. I'm just chop busting.
My chops is busted.
Yeah, busted some chops.
So this is I started college life. Now I've been to a lot of college, more college than I needed to go to, probably.
Okay.
But I had a great time.
Yeah, it was what, 20 years?
25.
25 years?
Yeah.
So you got the associate's degree.
Hella loans, yeah. I have a certificate to work on Windows 98. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's good. It's good. And every time my Windows 98 goes down, you're the first person I call.
marketable as shit. So I started out life in college as an English major, and I ended up with an English minor. I majored in psychology. So this is Edmund Spenser's The Fairy Queen. Have you ever seen this book before?
I haven't seen that book, and let me tell you,
Yeah.
just by the side of the book, I can tell I don't want to see any more of it than I already do.
So this dude wrote, and this is a poem, by the way. This whole thing is a poem. It's in stanzas.
How many pages is it? For those who
I'm
can't
about to
see
find
us,
out.
which is everyone.
Of just pure poem. Mm-hmm. All right. It is getting to the end here. There's the textual appendix. If it has to have an appendix, there's an issue. It is 1,055 pages
Of one poem.
of one poem in sections, but one poem. Yes.
Does it rhyme?
It does rhyme. He invented his own stanza, the Spenserian stanza, I believe it's called.
Now, what is the rhyming pattern?
I don't really remember anymore. It's been a while. The first book, Booke, of the Fairy, Faerie, Queen, Qveene, Queen.
You know, I don't know if anyone said this, but back in that time,
Yeah.
they really desperately needed proofreaders.
They did. Editors. Editing was like a lawyer.
All
back then.
of that's wrong.
Yeah.
Every bit of it.
Every single touch of it's wrong. Okay, the first book, this is the first book, containing the legend of the Knight of the Red Cross, or of Holiness. So each one of these is about like a different knight.
Right.
Well, it's only one book, but inside the book are books.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't sound as good as Shel Silverstein.
Well,
That's the gold standard right there.
you know, it ain't the Giving Tree,
Right.
but it is pretty classic. So that's Edmonds. I don't know how we were talking about Canterbury Tales. That's how we got off on that.
Yeah, we talked about old books,
Canterbury.
aged books.
Aged books. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you find Justin Croft antiquarian books, why don't you just go ahead and email him? I emailed him once. The basic content of my email was this. You know this, but the world doesn't. Hey, looks like we have the same name. I am in America. I see you are in Britain. Okay, bye.
And he did not respond.
He never responded. No.
I am shocked by that.
I know.
It sounds like you guys have so much in common.
So much.
With the name and you both have email.
We can both read. I assume he can read. Maybe to be an antiquarian book dealer, you don't have to read. You just sort of examine the condition of the covers or something.
Maybe that's why he never responded.
Oh, because he can't read.
Yeah. He got it and went, this isn't a picture. I have no idea what this is.
Folks, name me another podcast where within the first dozen minutes you can defame a poor books dealer in a completely other country. I mean, we're bringing it next level.
I'm waiting for someone to name one. I'm not going to say anything else until someone names one.
Just going to be a lot of sipping, guys. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to respond through the internet waves.
No.
What were you saying? You were saying you felt virile today or something?
I told you I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, you're in a great mood. You won.
So I feel like this is going to be a great podcast.
All right.
Well. I feel it in my loins.
What part of your loins?
You know, the loin area.
The Miles Davis loin, part of your loin?
No, not that part. The other.
Yeah, that's a strange thing. All right, so what's your zodiac sign? And this is actually, before we get into this too hard, this is a nice segue into what I want to talk about.
My zodiac sign.
I don't know.
No, why would I know that?
Because most people know that.
Yeah, but
are you looking this up right now?
Yes, I'm looking it up now.
All right. Well, I'm a Scorpio. And the Scorpio, every zodiac sign, I guess, has some region of the body associated with it. Mm-hmm. The Scorpio is the loins. So I think that means I have command over everyone's loins.
I'm an Aries.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
I am surprised that we are friends.
Me too.
I don't
know why that has anything to do with it, but
every Aries I've ever known, we did not get along. Not at all. I thought you were a Taurus, maybe.
No, March 27th.
Okay.
That is in between March 21st and April 21st.
Indeed, it is.
Which is according to the sun. When Aries, I'm trying to figure out what it's talking about on this page.
Okay. Your sun is in Aries. Is that what it's saying?
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Would you like to hear what I
would love to. Description?
Anything about me. It says,
please.
I'm independent, generous, optimistic.
All right.
Which is not true.
No, that's not true at all.
Wildly pessimistic. Enthusiastic.
Yes.
Courageous. My weakness keywords, which I don't know if this means it is a weakness, because that's a really weird way of wording this. But anyway, I'm moody, short-tempered.
Are you
self-involved?
You're definitely self-involved. Just kidding.
Impulsive and impatient. Respond now. I'm tired of waiting.
Very clearly you're impatient. I could see some of that as you. I really could.
Let's see.
And some of that, not so much. Okay, let me tell you about. I'm a big old scorp. It is the 8th astrological sign of the zodiac. I don't need to know all these longitudes and latitudes and shit. Wow, Wikipedia, you're really letting me down.
Wikipedia really let me down too. It's okay. It's a theme right now.
Yeah. What's going on?
I'm checking out what my horoscope is, because I've never
for
done
today.
This. Yeah.
Oh yeah, find that out. And then find out what Scorpios are like, because I can't operate the internet.
You don't need the internet. Rushing around just doesn't work today, because you may have to go back and do things over again. That's not, by the way.
Yeah.
That's not a horoscope thing. That's just a life thing.
That's a life thing.
If you rush around, you might have to go back and redo things.
Don't you know this is how this works?
Well, yes, I know how it works.
You know how it works.
I just have to poke holes in this because...
You're an Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have here are my Scorpio strength keywords. Right below an ad that says the number one reason men pull away. Interesting.
Does it tell you what the number one reason is?
It says the biggest mistake women make that kills a man's attraction. I don't think...
Sweatpants.
No.
Is the answer sweatpants?
No, it can't be. You know what? Girls don't wear sweatpants anymore. It's all yoga pants, and that is nice.
I will say,
yoga pants are nice.
Of all the fashion trends, not my least favorite. Not my least favorite by far.
I can't. That's a double negative. What are you actually saying?
Well, I don't want to.
It's not your least. Okay, so
it's not my least favorite.
It's in there. It's not your favorite,
right?
But it's not your
my
least
favorite was in college when it was baggy sweatshirt time.
Well, that's just college,
isn't
it? Yeah,
didn't care for it.
No, well, okay, all right.
You're going to class, gussy up a little bit. Come on.
And you're a dresser. So I don't think that you would expect...
I do that daily.
You would expect to say, yes, you do. You would expect the same out of your male counterparts, I would think.
Yes.
If you were a teacher, some sort of ruthless teacher, I think you would expect that from your students. You would say, come to class.
If you come in
looking
to class
like you care.
Dressed to the nine, not even to the nines.
8.5s.
To the 7s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just to the 7s.
You should see me at the 7s. It's not good.
Probably 5 extra points on that project.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not a good teacher.
No. Clearly you're not.
It has nothing to do with how well you did.
You're teaching like trigonometry, and you're just grading everyone on their outfits.
Well, that guy, he had a t-shirt they cut the sleeves off on.
Fail.
No points for him.
So Scorpio's strength keywords. Loyal.
Okay.
I would say I'm loyal.
Like a Doberman.
Loyal like a Doberman, sure. Passionate, definitely passionate.
Like a Doberman. Doberman are known for being the most passionate dogs.
They're intense lovers. Oh man. Just lay you down. Have you ever been around a Doberman?
Yeah,
briefly. It was a quick encounter, huh?
Yeah.
You got in there, did what you had to do, and got out.
Efficient.
My friend had this Doberman. It's German, the way they would like it. Yeah. My friend had this Doberman, and they're very tall dogs.
Right.
You would sit down like on his hearth with a beverage in your hand, and the dog would come sit his ass on your lap, like just his back legs. He would back up to you and just put his ass in your lap. And stand there with like a doofy look on his face. He's a very sweet dog. Okay, passionate like a Doberman. Resourceful. Observant.
Okay.
I would say I'm observant. Dynamic. Now that is a nice way of saying moody. Dynamic.
That.
How would you think dynamic is meant?
I mean, It means you can go anywhere from like pianissimo
Like this.
to forte.
Like this?
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
right in there.
Oh,
Dynamic.
I have a dynamic range.
There's all sorts of crescendos,
Like this.
day crescendos. You know,
Like this.
me monotone.
All the time?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the level right here. I don't go quieter.
Yeah.
I don't go louder.
You're like a sequencer, like in the 80s. Like you had one volume, and you were
Exactly.
you were messing around. Okay. Scorpio weakness keywords: jealous, yeah. Obsessive, sure. Suspicious, definitely. Manipulative, I'm not smart enough to be manipulative. Unyielding, yeah. I unyield to a certain extent. Okay. Scorpios are fiercely independent. They are able to accomplish anything they put their mind to, and they won't give up. They are perfectly suited to being on their own. I do like to be alone sometimes. They are not social butterflies like some other zodiac signs, and some actually prefer to live on their own. That way, there is never any issue of who controls what at home. They like to be in control. Now I just sound like a wacko.
You have to have control.
How does this sound? Does this sound anything like me at all?
That part?
Yeah. Any of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The descriptor words.
Descriptor words?
I'll give you some.
Okay. All right.
The description about how you're a control freak
Yeah.
who, you know,
I don't think I'm a control freak.
you're
Am I a
going to
control
start
freak?
destroying things if you don't get your own way
Hey, Nathan.
is spot on.
Nathan, your teacup is not in the zone.
It's not in the zone.
It's not in the correct zone.
Is that better?
I feel better. Yeah. So this astrology chat. Welcome to astrology chat. My name is Candace Butcherali, but you can call me Cinnamon.
And I'm Nathan.
Wow.
just one.
That flight of fancy was not off the ground even before it began.
I'm looking. Okay. So
Yeah.
as I'm looking to see if my other horoscopes match that horoscope.
Okay, great.
They do not.
Of today?
Yeah.
Just okay.
So
All right.
apparently, my daily horoscope,
Yeah.
I get to pick and choose based on the website I want to believe.
I think that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, no one has the same chart, so
Right.
It's all a little, and of course, there's an element of like feeling it out. This leads nicely into my homework.
Okay.
I did my homework.
Oh, yes.
I watched the Tarot documentary. Now I had Tarot, excuse me.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are we so mystical the last two episodes?
We have a lot of mystical going on. There's past things where we've gotten mystical. We're just getting more and more mystical.
Would you like to play with crystals later when we're done here?
I'd love to.
See what happens? See if we can align our energies,
Yeah.
our auras. Okay, your homework.
Okay, my homework.
Tell me about this.
My homework was to watch a movie on tarot, which I now know is one way of saying it.
I'm still going to say tarot.
Yeah, say tarot.
Yeah.
I was thinking excuse me, I was thinking that it was on Netflix. In fact, it was not.
Oh,
Excuse
wow.
me again. So
you had to hunt for this.
I hunted a little. I mean, I got on YouTube.
Wow.
So yeah, and I found a cache of programs called Gnosis, Gnosis, which I think means wisdom or something like that.
It's pronounced gnosis.
Gnosis. Okay.
Gnosis.
Gnosis. I found a cache of Gnosi, and this was exactly what I was looking for. Okay, and you can watch it on YouTube yourself if you like. This is some program put together in the 90s. It was probably on some cable channel, and it was very cheesy reenactments of what was going on.
Okay.
All right. And it was like real tarot card readers talking about it. And then there was history. And guess who the narrator was? This is going to blow your mind.
In the 90s?
In the 90s, into tarot.
William Shatner.
It was not William Shatner.
I figure he didn't have anything else going on
Yeah.
in the 90s until Boston Public. Or was that the one he
Boston
was on?
Public?
No,
I
it
don't
wasn't
know.
Boston Public. It was
I remember Boston Public, though.
it was the lawyer show that he was on.
The
Anyway.
lawyer show he was on?
Yeah.
We're not talking about Michael J. Fox here.
No,
We're not talking about
no,
Spin
I'm,
City.
I'm aware.
We're talking about
Yeah, Shatner.
William Shatner.
Yeah, Bill.
Bill.
Billy.
Those are two different people.
Billy
right?
Shat.
Okay. Billy Shat. No, this was... Okay, this was narrated by Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee, who you know as Saruman in The Lord of the Rings.
It was Boston Legal, by the way.
Boston? I don't remember this show at all.
Well, I didn't watch it. It was for old people.
Oh, got
okay. So
Narrated by who has this very like British but dark voice. Like this dude is like a 90-year-old dude that's in a metal band. He is a true to life badass.
Okay.
All right. So he's narrating, and you can tell he's kind of into it, right? So what did I learn from watching this tarot thing? It's really great, by the way. Something loud happened upstairs. So here's what I learned.
okay.
The tarot cards.
Yes.
There are, I think, 78.
70. Wow, that's a lot of
It's
cards.
more than I thought.
That is more than a standard deck of cards.
Yeah, I thought it was like 12 or something. They are divided into two categories.
Okay.
The major arcana and the minor arcana.
Okay.
The major arcana starts with the Fool card,
Right.
which is the only one of them that's not numbered. Now, the Fool, this whole thing is this allegorical journey, right?
Right.
The Fool is us, whoever's being read for.
I resent that, but go ahead.
Well, I know he's a fool too. So the Fool works their way through the major arcana.
Oh, so like Dungeons and Dragons.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah. No dice. A lot less Mountain Dew, but yes,
Right.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
So it goes through. It starts with stuff like, nicer stuff, and then you get to like death, and then you get to, the tower, which is like people jumping off the tower, and then you go through kind of the underworld part, and then you come out on the other side, and like the sun, and the whole thing is like a quest for knowledge. And I was like really intrigued by that idea, really intrigued.
So, are you going to go pick up some tarot cards so we can do a reading then?
I'm not going to do it myself,
Okay.
but I have a hookup, Nathan.
You have a hookup?
I do. My coworker's daughter knows how to read them. So I'm thinking we do this.
You know I'm into this idea right now.
Are you into this idea?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you're into this idea. Okay.
Now, a few questions before this happens.
Yeah.
Just to be prepared.
I'm unqualified, but I will answer them.
Will she be offended if I call it tarot the whole time?
We need to test the waters on that one a little bit.
Tarot.
Tarot.
And if
Dinosaur hunter.
if I keep referencing a 20-sided die in the middle of it, will she be offended?
And you're like, how did I get to be, if they're
The dagger
of destiny. If I'm not making fun of you, Dungeons and Dragons people.
I am a little bit, but out of love.
I think I would love that game if I had been introduced to it in a nice way. But the one time I played it, it was a terrible experience.
I've never played it, and I'm to the age now
Yeah.
where if you're 28 and you play Dungeons and Dragons for the first time,
Yeah.
it's sadder than if you're a 28-year-old that's been playing Dungeons and Dragons for like 15
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot sadder.
It's a different thing altogether. I agree with you.
You're an adult going, I don't understand. Why does the dwarf keep doing this to me?
I didn't do anything.
He seems impervious to my attack.
And also my lovemaking. Even though I am resourceful, like a Doberman.
So, you don't know how offended she would be by
I
anything.
have no idea, but she seems like a very nice... I have met her. She seems like a very nice person.
Okay. So, we should warn her ahead of time
Yes.
that number one, I'm an Aries.
Right.
So, I'm very emotional.
She's going to know all about you before
I'm
you even
very
get
emotional.
there. Yeah. You're very emotional, and I am very passionate
So I could end up
and resourceful.
furious with her. I could be weeping by the end of it.
I really hope you're weeping.
Anywhere in the spectrum,
Of emotions?
I'm going to get the death card.
You know,
I guarantee
okay, here's
you
the
I'm
thing
going to
that-
get the death card.
Here's the thing I learned about the death card. That's the one everyone thinks about, right? It's like the painting with the skeleton on the horse, right?
Yeah.
The death card, doesn't necessarily mean physical death.
Right.
It could just mean like the end of something in your life, right? And by the way, they have ways of knowing if you're lying. Like there's cards that they can draw that tips them off to if you're just like making stuff up. Isn't that fascinating?
Like what kind of question? I didn't know there were questions involved in this.
Oh, there's questions. Sure.
Oh, I'm out now.
Sure. Oh, well, they can't.
I'm going to have to answer
You're
things? No.
Such
never
an Aries.
mind. What kind of questions?
Well, like you come in with a question, right?
Okay.
Or I think they can just do. I'm very educated about this. I watched an hour-long documentary from 20 years ago.
Exactly.
On YouTube.
You know everything.
I know everything. I think you can come in with a question, or they can just sort of give you a reading, and see kind of where it goes.
See, I want the general reading.
That's what I want too. I
want
don't
the
really have a
general.
specific question,
Right.
But yeah, it's interesting. They did some demo of it, and some of the readers talked about things they had done, and this one lady's like, yeah, I just kept drawing sword cards, and all these cards with this one girl, all these cards were just showing all this conflict, and it turned out that the girl was from Bosnia.
Oh.
So yeah, everything.
makes sense.
Yeah, everything in her life, and they had this. They had a psychological researcher on there as well, which was interesting, who had done some studies with tarot,
Tarot.
and she explained it as, these people are just sort of they're very intuitive people. They're in tune with others, and they can kind of tell by looking at you what state you're in. And the cards are just like a way of accessing that sort of natural talent that they have. So that made me feel good.
So is she going to say anything about my aura
I don't know.
or my energies?
I think the more interesting question is, what do you think about your aura?
Well, for starters, it's nonsense. We're going to go with that to begin with. As a follow-up, really, it's nonsense.
Okay.
So,
Well, I mean,
it's good that I'm going into this whole tarot thing with an open mind.
totally open mind. Yeah. It's like you've been holding a pink crystal all day. You're just open.
Crystal.
Yeah.
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 I held the blue crystal yesterday, and it just made my hand cold.
Yeah, they do that.
Turns out it was ice. It melted after a while.
It was no longer crystalline.
Yeah.
I held the clear crystal, and then later on, I happened to brush my face and like hit my mouth. It was salt.
Were you just holding rock salt
I was
again?
just yeah. You know I do that.
Well, I mean, you've got to have a hobby. Guys have got to have a hobby.
You know. That's why I have this man cave, so I can sit down here and hold rock salt whenever I feel like it.
I've been meaning to compliment you, by the way, on your salt collection.
Thanks.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
A lot of that's body salt. Yeah.
It's really gross.
Yeah. So Scorpio deep inside. All right.
Okay.
The most misunderstood of all astrology signs.
That is what you are, right?
Yeah, I'm the most misunderstood. They are all about intensity and contradictions. They like to be aware of a situation and always know what's good. That's true. I do like that.
See, I feel like this is describing me, though.
Are you,
Maybe my parents are wrong about when I was born.
they could be.
Maybe they lied to me.
Maybe you're adopted.
No, I look too much like my
you
family.
do. You look
It
exactly
can't.
like it. Yeah.
There definitely was no adoption.
Strong genes in the
Yeah.
in the Badley clan.
The hunter side of the family really took over gene-wise.
Oh, when you
Yeah.
said hunter, I immediately thought,
Not like with a bow
Yeah.
or a gun.
Right.
But like with a last name.
got it.
Yeah, those genes are very powerful genes.
Very powerful.
Very powerful genes.
You know who else had powerful genes?
Levi Strauss?
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody? I need to put like
Crickets.
a boing, boing, boing sound in there. Since this is going to be sound effects heavy.
Who had strong genes?
Levi Strauss.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Was that what we were going for?
I think so.
Okay,
I mean,
works for me.
you ever look at the tag on a Levi Strauss? It's got the horses or the mules trying to pull them apart.
It
and they're
does
not going anywhere.
advertise that they're very strong.
Yeah.
So I've been wanting a nice pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Speaking of jeans.
Yeah.
And last weekend, my wife and I, were over in the 12th South area.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Where everything is $200.
Right. So we went and we ate at Edley's Barbecue.
$200.
It was not $200, but it felt like $200.
Oh, did you
by the
enjoy
time.
it? Yeah, that's how I feel about the Edleys. Yeah.
I will, if this was a Yelp review,
Yeah.
let me write my Yelp review
Yeah,
for
let's
Edley's
go
real
for it.
quick.
I'll
Okay.
take it down like a Yelp interpreter.
I went to Edley's this last weekend, and let me tell you, the food, meh. When we showed up, there was a line out the door to order food, and we had to go rush to find a table after it. When we got the food, my pork was adequate. My wife's sandwich, however, was quite good. Overall, 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm harsh.
Yeah, no, I feel you though, because
It's not worth the line.
The wait in the line is awful.
And I'm not exaggerating when I say it takes 30 minutes to order the food.
Right.
And it's not you go to a table.
No.
For those who have never been there.
Right.
You don't go to a table and someone comes to get your
Not
order.
full service.
You stand in a line
To place your order.
to go to the counter, and then you go to a table and wait for them to bring you food.
Right. There's a double waiting thing happening. Yeah.
So, anyway, went to Edley's.
You were down there. Okay.
Yeah. We left Edley's, and we're walking back to the car. And there's this place, and I don't even know what the building was called, but it was like a bunch of little tiny shops in this
Yeah.
old filling station type of thing.
I know
it
exactly
seemed
what
like.
you're talking
Right.
about. Yeah.
So I go in and see that there is a place there where they custom make jeans for you.
What?
Right?
Like two...
Like, you pick your waist size, and then every pair of pants, the length is 46 inches, and they will tailor it to the correct length for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, man, I want these jeans. We're going to play Prices right now. How much do you think those jeans cost?
$400.
You overbid it.
Really? $200?
No, now you underbid it. It was around 300. I believe it was
Wow.
280.
Wow.
And I think you paid extra for the tailoring. So
Wow.
so you don't have to pay extra if you happen to be like a 32-46.
Right. Like you're insanely long
Right.
legs. Yeah.
If you're Wilt Chamberlain in
Right.
the 70s,
Right.
you're golden.
Yeah. You can go there right now. And this place doesn't really have a name, right? It's just like a symbol.
Yeah,
Isn't it? Like a little like...
it had a word
Yeah.
somewhere. I don't know if that was the name.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not cool enough to go in places like that.
Neither am I.
I was wondering.
Even though we have this podcast.
Yeah, I was walking around and they had like the artisan soaps
Right.
and fancy glasses and
What?
boots and all this stuff that I'm like, I can't afford any of this. And if I could, I probably still wouldn't buy it.
Right.
Definitely not cool enough to be there.
I feel the same way.
And when I'm walking around, of course, I have the two guys behind me. Maybe they're a couple. Maybe they're just
not.
good friends.
That are
I don't know.
both sharply dressed.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're walking along behind me going, I got this soap last time. It's fantastic. And I look at the soap. It's a bar of soap. It was like $15 for a bar of soap.
Oh my God. Wow.
I don't know if that soap is made of titanium or what.
You only have to buy one bar. Ever.
Anyway, I did not buy those jeans.
Or the soap.
If anyone custom makes jeans out there, let me know.
Hey, hit us
and
up.
give me a free pair.
Yeah. I'll take some as well.
I deserve it for that story.
I have one leg longer than the other. Is that extra?
I have 2 legs that are the same length.
You have
Roughly.
equal leg.
Probably.
Yeah. That's,
I don't know. I don't measure.
It's a condition. You know, I've heard that only North Americans have legs that are
Yeah.
precisely the same. That's not true at all.
If you had said, I heard on NPR,
Yeah.
then it becomes
Yeah.
true.
You know, I got that off the Nickelback website.
No wonder it's not true.
Ding.
Speaking of jeans,
Yeah.
I've got more
jeans with a
jean
J
story.
or jeans with a G?
J.
Okay.
Back to J.
Sticking
We're
with-
still with Levi Strauss jeans,
Got
not, strong
Strong
genetic
Right.
material.
Hunter jeans.
Tell me if this is the weirdest thing to you. So I bought a suit
Yeah.
because I do that sometimes.
You do. You're a gentlemanly
like
gentleman.
3 times I've done this.
Right.
Yes. I went to go have the pants tailored.
Uh-huh.
Got the pants tailored, went to go pick up the pants.
Right.
While I'm at the alterations place, a guy comes in. Now, he doesn't, I was a little confused. He doesn't look like a guy who would come to an alterations place. He's like, kind of dumpy looking 50s
Okay.
guy.
He looks like
wearing
he-
like cargo shorts
Yeah.
and an Old Navy shirt.
Okay.
Like, I'm not judging him, but I'm like, he must be getting a suit or something.
Right.
They bring out a well-worn pair of jeans,
Interesting.
and he just takes them and leaves. Huh. In what world would you have to have your jeans, not new jeans, old
right.
jeans,
Old jeans.
taken to an alterations? Give me a reason why this would happen. Because they definitely were not, by the way, the $280 pair of custom fit jeans.
These are like acid wash
These are like
from
Walmart
okay.
style.
Faded Glory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Maybe Wranglers.
Okay.
I'll give him
Wranglers are
Wrangler.
a step up.
We'll say it's Wrangler.
Wranglers.
What
Wranglers.
situation do you take those to an alterations place
Rodeo?
and pay money?
Rodeo?
Maybe
Was he a rodeo guy?
he didn't look like a rodeo guy. They didn't look like the normal tight fit cowboy pants.
Right.
They
Skin tight.
they looked like relaxed fit.
Now, why would you have something tailored this relaxed fit? I have another proposal.
Okay. Go ahead.
What else do they do at this? Is this a dry cleaning place as
No.
well? Oh,
Just alterations.
never mind. My proposal fell apart. I was gonna say he was washing the blood out from.
See, I thought the same
The
thing
murders.
briefly,
Yeah.
and then remembered they don't do dry cleaning.
Patches? Was he getting a patch?
I don't know. He didn't take them out of the bag. I don't know what he did.
He could just do that himself if he had a
Right.
patch.
Just iron on patch.
Yeah.
Unless it's a huge hole.
And then you should get a new pair of pants.
Right.
This
Now-
is quite the conundrum.
And for the price,
Yeah.
to have the pants fixed,
Right.
keeping in mind they're cheap pants,
Right.
you could just go get new pants.
You could go, yeah.
It's going to be roughly the same price.
Head over to the Goodwill.
Which, by the way, there is a Southern Thrift right next door.
There you go.
He could get all the pants he wants.
For days.
Days of pants.
For days. I got my Monday pants. I got my Tuesday pants. I got my Wednesday pants and my Thursday pants.
I think really that's the American dream right there.
A pant per day.
Pants per day.
Yeah.
Just days of pants.
Yeah, they used to make like boxers that just said Monday on them.
Yeah.
There's something about that really appeals to me.
Would you stick to the days?
I would, because if I messed, it would drive me crazy to mess with it.
See, this is my little anarchist streak
Okay.
right here. I'd be like, Wednesday, give me those Friday shorts.
You little Aries, you.
I'm going to put those on.
I'm feeling
And
saucy today.
the issue is they're underpants, so no one would know I'm wearing them. So then I would have to, hey, guess what I got on today?
And this is how Nathan lost his job.
It's my Friday underwear.
You know what day? You know what day it is. What day is it? Say it. Say it. Say what day it is.
Today's Wednesday.
Say it.
Got my Friday underwear on.
Yeah. You want to go to lunch?
So, it would be a bad idea for me.
That's a bad idea for everybody involved.
Oh, it would not be good at all.
No.
Anyway, so who has strong genes?
You're just gonna keep pestering me about it. You're gonna keep coming back to this, right? Right?
Until I get an answer.
Of a person?
Yeah.
Well, Levi Strauss was a person.
But not Levi Strauss. That was my answer.
Well, I thought it was my out.
Was it Miles Davis?
You know, I bet his kids look a hell of a lot like Miles Davis if he has kids. Does he have kids?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got kids.
Oh, God. He
lived a hard life.
Hard life.
There's probably like, I don't know, a handful out there.
Pure genius.
Handful.
Yeah. A genius handful. Mm-hmm. But I just don't see him being an effective caregiver.
Oh, no, I didn't say he cared for anything.
No. I'm extrapolating.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So if you see it, yeah.
He liked, how should I put this? The drugs.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yes.
Substances.
Yeah.
That go inside of him.
Children that come out of the women that he sleeps with.
Typically, that is how it works.
Yeah.
I hear.
In the 60s. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's changed.
It was a
since
different
then.
time. Yeah. Haven't we grown?
Yeah. Now there's all the in vitro and spawning.
Spawning is the most effective way to up the population of a single place. Speaking of spawning,
yeah,
I watched Interstellar.
Okay.
Have you seen Interstellar?
No, and I don't know why that has to do with spawning.
Well, I'll tell you. Do you want to see Interstellar? Not really.
No.
Okay, let me give you a brief synopsis. I watched it last night. It is maybe one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
I've heard it's good.
Loved it.
Okay.
Loved it with a capital L. So, basic premise. The Earth. Mm-hmm. There is blight.
Okay.
Blight. You know about blight. You're from Kansas.
Yeah.
Blight is killing all the food.
That's a bummer.
It's a problem. The last thing left is like the corn. Mm-hmm. Right. So the corn is sticking around, but the corn is on its way out too.
Okay.
This is some years into the future. They didn't exactly establish how far, but the granddad in the movie is talking about all the gadgets that were coming out when he was a kid. So I'm thinking he's like our age. So this is like 30, 50 years from now. Something like that. So, blight is killing everything. So, main character, Matthew McConaughey, because we are in the midst of the McConaissance. Have you heard this term? Have you heard this term?
I have not.
I did not come up with that.
I like it.
Because he started to be good all of a sudden.
Yeah, what happened there?
I don't know.
You remember How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Yeah. You remember that movie Fool's Island or some such shit?
I remember it existed.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it.
It was terrible.
I mean, it was like McConaughey was my example of a bad actor.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared.
Yeah.
And then he came back and lost a bunch of weight to look like he had AIDS.
Right.
And now we love McConaughey.
You know, I bet during that little interim period, that little Jesus period there,
right?
I bet he was making shoes in Italy with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Okay.
Did you know that Daniel Day-Lewis does that?
That I don't.
Not surprises
I didn't,
you.
but that is not in any way.
Right.
There is nothing you could tell me about Daniel Day-Lewis. There are a couple things that would surprise me.
Okay.
If you were to say to me, you know Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah.
He likes to just sit down and have a lazy Sunday and watch TV. That would surprise me.
Yeah. He doesn't seem like the type to relax.
Daniel Day-Lewis every Sunday goes and climbs a coconut tree and brings down a fresh coconut for breakfast. Not shocked.
I'm not shocked at all.
No.
No.
That seems very Daniel Day-Lucian. That's what I'm going to call it.
DDL.
Yeah.
Yeah. From now on, if you say DDL, you'll know what we mean.
So, does he make his own shoes, or does he
He
have
makes
his own
shoes
shoe?
for people. He was like a cobbler's apprentice. Yeah.
Was he good?
I have no idea about
Because
his
he
shoes.
stopped doing it.
Right.
Is the person, like, is his mentor furious about the path that he has chosen and the lack of shoes?
I think he's very frustrated.
Right.
But this is the cobbler to the stars.
The cobbler to the stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess Kanye West can be a fashion designer.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis can be a cobbler.
Yeah. Oh, no, they've all been to the same guy.
They can do
Mario.
whatever they want.
It's Mario.
Yeah.
Mario is the cobbler to the stars.
Mario.
Yeah. And he not only does he teach you how to make shoes or design clothes, he turns you into a fucking crazy person.
Is that what happened to
Yeah,
McConaughey?
that's what happened to all of them.
Because you saw those Cadillac commercials, didn't you?
I didn't see those Cadillac commercials.
Oh, you have to see the Cadillac.
Yeah?
The Cadillac commercials feature Matthew McConaughey
Right.
driving about, spouting off gibberish that's supposed to be philosophical,
Okay.
but it's gibberish.
All right. All right.
And it's just one of those where the whole time he's looking at the road, just going, they say America, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I
blah,
have
blah.
seen this.
It's nonsense.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there were several of them,
Just a
and
bunch of-
none of them made sense.
bunch of non sequiturs, really.
Yeah.
There's a lot like this show. Yeah.
It was like, come to think of it, it's like we took McConaughey's idea.
Yeah. And it just ran with it.
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
Do you think McConaughey knows about us?
More importantly, do you think Mario knows about this?
Oh, I'm never gonna get my shoes.
Vengeful Italian man.
Oh man.
So he makes them all crazy, but
Right.
that increases their talent level tenfold.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So, Interstellar. Matthew
to the movie.
McConaughey is the star. Basic premise after the Blight thing, he finds NASA. Everyone thinks that NASA's gone. The military is gone because they're putting all government money to finding ways to make food.
Right.
Okay. He stumbles onto a still existing NASA, which the public knows nothing about.
Okay.
This
Top secret NASA.
very secret, very secret. So he is then he used to work for NASA. That was established before. I didn't tell you. He is then asked to pilot a ship that will go into a wormhole near Saturn. This wormhole will take the ship into an alternate dimension where NASA sent, I think, 5 missions previous.
Okay.
On those manned missions, people were each assigned a planet to find out if it was habitable, because we're going to take the human race off of Earth.
Right.
Okay.
Because of the blight.
Because of the blight.
You don't want to stay here.
Horribly irreversible blight.
Right.
So plan A is to, once we find suitable planet, we go back, we take everybody on Earth with us.
It's going to be a really big ship.
Really big ship. Or
Is
just
it
a
like
lot
a-
of trips.
Like a bus ship? Like a
Actually-
Greyhound ship?
They have great Wi-Fi. Actually, the entirety of NASA, it turns out, is a ship. So their whole base
Okay.
is also a ship.
Are there a lot of seats, or does everyone have to stand the whole trip?
Well, there's seats, but I don't think there's enough seats for everybody. So
that
sacrifices will have to be made. Some
That seems
will have
like
to
a
stand.
long trip.
Very well. Yeah, it is a long trip. It takes 2 years to get to Saturn.
So you're going to stand for 2 years?
I think so.
I have some issues with this plot.
Anyway, the whole reason I brought this up is because the B plan. Okay, the A plan is to bring everybody. The B plan is, if we can't make this work, if we can't bring everybody, we have a bunch of fertilized eggs to start the frozen,
Right.
to start a new human colony on a new planet. so that the human race lives on at least.
And so, if not everyone can go, McConaughey is going to implant them in his uterus?
No, there are other people, and I think
Okay.
I think the intention is to grow them in a lab
Okay.
entirely.
So he's not putting them in his uterus.
No, we are in the future,
We're not
but he has not developed a uterus.
in this movie.
Right.
I'm not saying any other movie. Like Magic Mike, he may have had a
He
uterus.
may have had a uterus.
I don't know.
Who knows? I think everyone had a uterus in that movie.
In this movie,
Right.
no uterus for McConaughey.
No uteruses outside of a woman.
Okay.
Yeah. There are uteruses inside a woman.
Inside the woman.
Yeah, just the one, though, not
They keep
uteruses. Just one uterus per woman.
Right.
And all should be fine.
So humans have not evolved to the point where everyone has a uterus.
Yeah, or
Got it.
multiple uteruses within one.
I mean, by
yeah.
my calculations, that's about 2130 that's going to happen.
Yeah,
So.
I think so. About the same time as the blight. But no. Seriously, go. I got it from Redbox.
Right.
Go watch this freaking movie. It's awesome. It is great.
See, I want to see it.
Yeah.
You know why I didn't, when you said, are you going to see it? Do you care? You know why I didn't go, no, don't tell me any details.
What?
I ruin every movie I watch on accident by myself anyway.
What, on the internet?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm a geek. So when I watch a movie, I like to look it up
Sure.
and go, well, how much did they spend on this movie?
Absolutely. That's
Well,
a good
what was
question to
the
ask yourself.
production
Right.
like on this movie?
Sure.
And inevitably, somehow, I always end up reading something that's what. Let me give you an example.
Yeah, please.
There's a documentary called Dear Zachary, I think it is. Something like this. Anyway.
You spoiled the documentary on yourself?
Yeah, let me tell you about this documentary.
Okay.
So, Tanae watched this documentary, loved it, raved about it, said, you have to watch this. You won't see the ending coming. I'm like, there's a cliffhanger, weird ending in the documentary? Okay.
All right.
All right, so the documentary is put together like a letter being written to the son of this guy who was murdered.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this guy's murdered
Wow.
by, everyone assumes, his crazy ex-something, whatever she was, who at the time was pregnant. But then she ran away to Canada, and they couldn't extradite her.
Huh.
Okay, so this is happening, and I'm like, man, this is a good documentary, because the directing on it was very good. I'm on Wikipedia reading, blah, 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 blah. I'm reading about the production. I'm like, well, how did they do this? And then in the middle of the production notes, it goes, and at the end of the documentary, when she jumps off the cliff, whoa, go back.
What?
So in the middle of this documentary, I spoiled the fact that this entire letter to the son is never delivered to the son because the son was never born because the woman jumped off a cliff.
What?
Yeah.
And this is all real.
It's all real.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So this is my example. I ruin every movie, even documentaries.
That is heart-wrenching.
Yeah. Well, imagine though you're watching the documentary and it's supposed to be heart-wrenching, but you get to that point and you're just annoyed with yourself because you already knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, see, here's the problem.
Yeah.
Why are you watching a movie and being on Wikipedia?
It's what I do.
That you do what the other person
It's not
that lives
always
here.
Wikipedia.
Okay, fine.
It may be IMDb.
Same problem.
Yeah.
Why are you doing?
I'd like to know the trivia.
2 eyes on the screen, buddy. 2 eyes on the screen.
One eye on the screen every 30 seconds or so.
You
Roughly.
watch movies just like the person that lives in this house besides me.
You're a child.
That's not my child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your wife.
Yes, you watch movies just like she does. Mm-hmm. We watched you and I saw Guardians of the Galaxy in the theater when it came out. She hadn't seen it. We rented it. I wanted her to see it. Mm-hmm. And so we watched it, and she watched about a third of it.
Part of that time, by the way,
Yes.
she was texting my wife about Groot.
I know. And was like, oh, I want a Groot. I need a Groot. Because your wife found a landscaping implement that's a Groot.
It was a swing.
A swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a child or an adult, I guess.
Or a raccoon.
I mean, anyone really could swing on this. Where the bar for the swing was a Groot arm. The rest was Groot.
And
then the arm.
Then the bar.
And then there was a swing hanging from the arm.
Got it.
Of Groot.
Understood. Yes. So she was talking to your wife while we were trying to watch this movie, and then we get to the end of the movie, and she's like, and I'm like, "What did you think? What did you think?" And she's like, "I liked it. It was good."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You didn't watch any of it."
Well, she watched enough.
Oh, I hate this.
She probably knows way more about the trivia of it than you do.
Probably. Actually, I dislike this about people these days. I really do. Watch the movie.
I watch the movie.
You watch the movie.
I do.
She'll watch the movie. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to go to the movies by myself.
You know, when we went and saw the movie,
yeah,
I fought every urge to get on my phone and look up things about the movie.
Thank you.
Mostly because I get self-conscious about the light my phone puts off in the movie.
As you should. Mm-hmm. And that's why movie theaters should continue to exist.
Because people will look at their phones if they're not in a movie theater?
That's right.
You know, I'm just going to look as soon as I leave. Or
Doesn't
before.
matter. Doesn't matter. It's all about being in the moment, being in the experience of the film.
Yeah. And the trivia that happened behind the scenes. But how are you going to know to appreciate the movie if you don't know, wow, this is a blockbuster and they only made it for $12 million?
Or how are you going to be able to appreciate the movie?
They fought for financing for 4 years on this movie.
I guess we found something that I'm a little prickly about.
Mm-hmm. We found a pet peeve.
A prickle point.
Mm-hmm. Prickle point.
Prickle point.
Yeah, no, I've ruined multiple movies that way.
Why do this to yourself? See, I try to avoid everything except trailers.
Do you watch like TV shows on Netflix?
Sometimes, not a lot.
Okay, so the dramas that have, things you don't expect seeing,
right?
Expect coming.
Sure.
They still do the descriptions for each episode.
Okay.
But they're in your camp. So they go so far out of their way to not spoil anything that the descriptions are nothing. Like, they mean nothing at all.
It might as well not be there.
We have watched Sons of Anarchy. And one of the descriptions was, in essence, this is a direct quote. The Sons of Anarchy motorcycle gang runs into another roadblock in their plan.
What? Doesn't tell you much.
Well, okay then.
See, I like that. That great.
Sounds like a great episode.
I'm intrigued by what is the roadblock?
I don't know, but you know what? That's the same description of every episode of that show ever.
I haven't watched that show, but I know what you're saying. It's like, it's just a disease that we have as a culture. I can't take it.
I just like to know things. It's fun.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
No.
I think that if we had our tarot expert here flipping cards over...
You think she could settle this for us?
Yeah, she would flip those cards over and go, wow, you crave knowledge. And I'd go, darn right, tarot lady.
And she'd flip my card over and be like, you crave ignorance.
Mm-hmm. You crave ignorance for everyone.
-2 hit points. That's what you get for craving ignorance, kids.
Anyway, so don't watch that documentary now because I've already spoiled it for you.
Scorpios are very emotional. Their emotions are intensified. Intensified.
Yeah.
Now, doesn't that sound like a really intense pie?
Intensified?
Well, something that would be a pie that had been intensified. Or
I like it.
A mechanism by which you intensify
you know
a
what?
pie.
If I ever opened up a pie-only bakery...
Intensified!
Great name.
You're right.
Great name.
You're right.
There.
That is trademarked.
And just to make it more intense,
every
pie has something in it to just kind of get you wired up. like caffeine or crack or something.
What's that thing that's an energy drink? It's taurine or something like that?
Lots of taurine. We have a taurine apple pie.
Ooh.
Yeah. We have just coffee pie.
Coffee pie?
It's just coffee poured into a pie crust.
Oh.
But it's like really strong coffee.
Okay.
So I mean that's intense right there.
Yeah.
And
is that
then,
fresh ground? Is that for a trade? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And then key lime crack.
Key lime crack.
Yeah. It's intense.
My apple pie would be amphetamine apple.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know, you can't beat the flavor.
No.
There's a good hint of cinnamon.
Yeah.
Plus, you won't sleep for a week.
Savory speed.
You won't sleep for a week. It's great.
That's the tagline underneath your company. Intensified. You won't sleep for a week. If there's ever a remake of Twin Peaks, that should be the coffee shop that they
there we go.
randomly take breaks at.
I think, and I might be wrong on this.
Yeah?
I think they're bringing Twin Peaks back.
I really hope they call it Tres Peaks.
I
know they won't.
I feel like Netflix got the rights.
Oh my God, are you
and
serious?
they're rebooting Twin Peaks.
Now that I will watch because Twin Peaks is one of my favorite things.
I'm going to confirm this.
It's amazing.
Before I put this out as an actual fact.
Yeah. Is David Lynch doing it?
I don't know. I told you all of the facts that may or may not be real facts.
I love how this is a news show.
Let's see.
We're a very good news show.
Continuation. Showtime. Showtime is going to air a limited series. David Lynch and Mark Frost wrote all 9 episodes.
Booyah, that's the original Tizim.
So 2016, watch out.
Trace Peaks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Intensified.
I have had so many dreams, not the kind you have of sleeping at night, but the kind you have like involved with goals.
Okay.
You know, those kinds of dreams?
No.
The kind that Levi Strauss dreamt.
My dreams have died.
Oh.
So.
Well, let's call
Go ahead with your dreams.
Okay. I've had aspirations. You're very impatient. I've had aspirations of opening restaurants my whole life, but I know it's a terrible idea. I know nothing about food.
Right.
I don't have any money.
Okay.
And I know that most restaurants don't make money for at least a couple years.
It sounds like you are ready to open up a restaurant, my friend.
Maybe a franchise of Intensified.
I've had good restaurant ideas.
Yeah?
So the other day I had another good idea.
Okay.
In the Nashville area, there's a food truck called the Grilled Cheesery.
Oh God, there is.
Okay. And it's fine. Whatever.
You don't love it?
I like it. However,
okay. It's the proto food truck to me.
You know how prickly you get about people looking up things about movies?
Yeah.
Well, this is how I feel about people saying this is a grilled cheese and then putting ham or bacon or other meats on
that's
it.
a sandwich.
It's not a grilled cheese.
No.
You have made a grilled sandwich, my friend.
Yes, you have. You've made a panini.
Well, the Grilled Cheesery tends to cater in these type of things.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I mean, you can get just the regular grilled cheese.
Right.
But the last time I was there, it had ham on it, the thing I got. That's not grilled cheese.
No, that's a hot ham sandwich.
Yeah. So I have an idea of opening up my own food truck.
All right.
Following the Grilled Cheesery around.
Sure.
Just calling it actual grilled cheese. You can come by, you can pick your bread, you can pick your cheese. That's what goes on the sandwich.
Right.
You then eat it. Do you want bacon on it? Well, then you go over to the fake grilled cheese place. Do you want just grilled cheese? That's what we're making.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I totally... Now, how many kinds of cheese would you offer?
3, 4.
American...
American,
provolone,
Kraft American.
Yeah.
We'd have generic American and Kraft
Kraft
American.
American. Velveeta.
Velveeta.
And sharp cheddar.
Well, no, then the white Velveeta.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a hell of a grilled cheese right there,
right.
my friend.
So
You literally have a microwave in your food truck.
yeah, you want it grilled bad.
Your food truck is actually a bicycle with a microwave strapped to it.
I could just buy a hot plate and just follow them
yeah.
around and do it.
And steal their power.
Yeah.
Or you've got like a solar cell on your helmet.
It's just a huge pet peeve I have.
I understand. Now this one I get. This one I get.
At work in the cafeteria, they have grown-up grilled cheese.
Yeah?
Same thing.
Do they call it that on the menu?
They call it that.
That's so
Which, by the way,
lame.
not
Lame.
great. And then they throw turkey on it.
That's.
Once you put turkey on it, it's no longer a grilled cheese.
I completely agree.
My coworker Everett
Yeah. I love Everett.
hates this rant because he's heard this rant from me about 10 times now. Because every time they have it, I go on this rant.
Right.
And he goes, I know you don't like it. It's not grilled cheese. I'm like, darn right it's not grilled cheese, and let me tell you why for the next 10 minutes. So he can probably tell you all about it if you ever meet him.
This is the same guy who you rearrange his office.
Mm-hmm.
You make his screen. What do? You make his screen black or something?
I flip it upside down.
That's right. You make it flip
Yeah.
upside down. You're very nice to this guy.
I have replaced pictures in his picture frames.
Right.
Have I told you about his pictures, by the way? He has pictures of himself. He's
Really?
framed pictures of himself.
On his desk
Yeah.
at work?
Yeah.
Does he have anyone else in his life?
I mean, his frat bros.
He must be a Scorpio.
No,
God.
he is. I know this.
Yeah?
He is a Gemini.
Okay.
The reason I know this is he said, well, I'm a Gemini. And I said, that's funny because I don't care. But it turns out I remember it. So,
It was a great moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've latched onto that fact. And I know. I also remember I had to ask what a Gemini was. It's
Yeah.
the twins.
It's the twins. Yeah.
So.
It's the twin. The Aries is the goat, no? You're a goat?
Okay.
I think you're a goat.
I don't know. I'm not
A
going to
ram.
look it up again.
You're a ram.
I'm a chinchilla. Whatever.
The famous zodiac sign of the chinchilla.
Pick any mammal you want. I'll be that mammal.
That's
here.
why you're always so dusty. You take a dust bath. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's better than a water bath.
Ew.
That's gross. Yeah.
You heathens.
So
Water baths.
So I want that as a food truck.
Yeah.
I've thought about a food truck that, and if you go to the right places at the right times, say outside a bar, Saturday at 2 a.m.
Whoa.
Okay. It just serves Hot Pockets.
Oh, I like that idea.
Not,
That's
I'm not
perfect.
making anything. I'm just microwaving.
Right.
Again, not making anything
Bicycle.
in this one.
Right.
Just microwave a Hot Pocket, sell it for $5.
You know what? You could.
That's the only time anyone wants a Hot Pocket anyway.
That's very true. And you won't want just one.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's $20.
Have you
Just
ever
keep them coming.
Have you ever got really drunk and eaten pizza?
No.
It's the best.
There's
There's nothing better than that in life.
I don't eat really anytime alcohol is consumed in excess
Okay.
or even slight excess.
Yeah. Is
I
there
don't know why.
A
I just
reason
don't.
behind that? No, not really.
Nah, I just don't.
Just something.
Yeah.
It makes me want to eat more. It's like my eating inhibitions are lowered, and so I'm just like.
Maybe I have no eating inhibitions usually anyway.
Okay.
So maybe that's why.
Well, yeah. I don't really.
Now I have so many eating inhibitions. I just eat healthy all the time.
That's good.
It's
How do you feel, by the way? Do you feel really nice?
whatever.
Yeah.
I will say, I ran today.
Yeah.
As we remember, I ran and then
We
I came
talked.
home and
Right.
I won.
You won.
I won marriage.
Pew, pew, brr, brr, brr.
Parades.
Ah.
Ticker tape. I ran, and I still don't understand the term runner's high,
Yeah.
But I did feel slightly energized today. For the
You
first
did.
time in a very long time.
Okay.
Normally I get done and I go, well, I'm going to go die now.
So post run, you were a little
I felt I had a little pep in
more
my step.
zing to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I won marriage. And
Right.
then, I mean, great day.
So after you win a marriage, is it time to just call it quits?
No.
New challenges.
Well, I mean, it depends. Do you want to go out on top? Or do you want to be the best ever? Like, do you want to be Michael Jordan first retirement?
Uh-huh.
Or do you want to be Michael Jordan, who is determined he can still make it happen and comes back and plays for the Washington Wizards?
Definitely the first one.
That's probably a better choice.
So, wife of Nathan, if you're hearing this,
So, it's been good.
you guys need to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if I went into divorce court and my reasoning was, well, I caught her not replacing the toilet paper, and I'd been waiting to do that. So we're pretty much done here.
You just look at the judge and you're like, and the judge asks you, so what's going on? Why is this happening? You're like, I won. It's over now.
Yeah. Do you think spousal support goes up in that situation or down?
I mean, everyone knew the rules when they got started.
Right. I think that was in the vows.
She signed the contract. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all right.
Actually,
there.
we didn't sign anything.
You didn't have a prenup?
Okay, tell me how weird this is.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is how it works here or in Georgia or any other state.
Yeah.
The state of Missouri, the bride and groom don't sign anything. Like, the marriage license is signed by the priest and witnesses.
Really?
Yeah.
That is not
Isn't that weird?
That is weird. That is not how it worked in Georgia. We had to sign stuff.
Yeah, well, I think
Yeah.
we signed to apply for the marriage license.
Okay.
But the actual, paperwork, like the marriage license itself that
Right.
you mail in, and they go,
Oh.
oh, you're a real married couple now, yay.
No, I think that is true. I think it's not signed by the couple.
That's weird to me.
Why?
I feel like the couple should have to sign everything.
Yeah, but that document exists
I
to prove.
I just think that with very little effort, you
Yeah.
could marry two people who didn't want to be married.
Oh, I think you.
I mean, it would be fraud, but I mean, very, very low effort fraud.
It might be kind of fun fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should we figure that out and just start marrying people?
I think so.
Hey, we've got a surprise for
Donald
you,
Rumsfeld gets a letter in his mailbox that says, "Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Mickey Mouse." /dash Rumsfeld.
too. Very nice. Very nice.
Donald Rumsfeld Mouse.
And they would hyphenate.
They would. He's very much a professional. Mickey Mouse also not going to change his name.
No.
On the other side of the equation.
It's weird how progressive Donald Rumsfeld is in that way.
It is, yeah. It's the one thing he really cares passionately about on the left.
his one thing.
Right.
I don't think women should have to take the man's name. Also, women have no right to choose, except for that.
Yeah, just that. We'll give them a grammatical mark. They deserve at least that.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well, we've been
there.
so many places already.
Yeah.
There is a place for
Do you hear
us.
the noises in your house?
A lot of noise in my house.
I'm very distracted.
It's
right
I know it's hard.
It's-
Throughout this whole recording, the dog has been squishing the toy that doesn't actually make a squeak.
By the way, this toy
Yeah.
sounds like the dog is dying.
Yeah. It sounds like the dog has a real bad wheeze.
This is my impression of the dog toy.
Okay. Nathan, are you okay?
Oh, it's just a dog toy. It's fine.
Oh,
Don't worry
right,
about it. Right. It's not. It is not the most inviting dog toy noise.
And then there's been a lot of there's a TV going on upstairs. There's all sorts of jibber jabber happening.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you wonder why I walk around all day with those big earmuffs on.
I had wondered that.
Yeah.
I assumed you just liked the look.
Eh,
I mean,
I'm trying to bring it back.
it's pretty good.
It was never in,
Right.
but I'm trying to bring it back.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Do you?
Nah.
I didn't think you did. Typical Aries.
I'm such an Aries.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Chinchilla.
Tick, 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 tick. What kind of sounds a chinchilla make? Does anybody know?
Chinchilla?
What?
Chinchilla? That's where the name comes from.
Can we do that one time in stereo?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Chinchilla? Yeah, that's the noise.
I'm going to pan that out.
Your dog is alive, by the way.
Hey! Hi, Amber.
She also came over like a little bit ago just to tell my crotch hello.
She is your dog girlfriend.
Your dog loves the smell of my crotchal region so very much.
Yeah. In a way no one else does.
No, I don't know if it's the body wash, my natural odors,
What kind of body wash you using?
generic
Oh.
body wash.
Yeah.
It's called body wash.
Really?
They weren't even creative enough to come up with a
Wow.
name.
But it's spelled Baudy.
Yeah.
Baudy.
Well, legally they can't actually say it's body wash.
Right. Because it's actually just repackaged paint
Right.
thinner. Yeah.
It's like the wings. Have you seen the wings at the grocery store? That it's like reconstituted chicken meat.
Ugh.
And so they have to legally spell it WINGZ.
Is that why?
Yeah.
The Z?
It's not because they're trying to be cool. They legally can't say it is a chicken wing. They are wings.
This I didn't know. Is that
Yeah.
why cheese snacks are a lot of times spell CHEEZ
I don't know about
or
that.
some such?
I don't know about
Because
that.
there's no real cheese in there.
The only reason I know that is I ran across it as a fact
Yeah?
on the interweb
Oh.
while I was supposed to be watching a movie.
Well, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learn all kinds of things when I'm supposed to be watching movies, Justin.
God.
So many things.
I feel so prickly.
If you
I feel like a porcupine fish.
would just do the research, you would know so much more. You could bring so many facts about reconstituted chicken meat.
And never see a film
Exactly.
from top to bottom.
Well, I mean, you'll see it, sort of.
It'll pass by you, much like your life is passing you by.
I took history of film in college.
Yeah.
And I sat through all of those without researching in the middle of them. And let me tell you, Gone with the Wind is enough to make you want to never watch a film all the way through without something to look at.
I totally understand that. We watched it. Okay, being from the South, I'm pretty sure I watched that in like 7th grade.
Yeah, and it's
over 2 days.
It's 30 hours long.
Yeah. You want to talk about a book of size? That's a size book.
This was on VHS.
Oh, wow. So
Okay.
it was multiple cassettes.
It was 2 cassettes.
Okay.
So you
right.
get done with the first cassette, and it's going to the Civil War.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're like, well, that seems like a good ending. We don't need to watch the rest. But then there's a whole 2 more hours.
I remember I think the first movie I ever saw that was a double cassette rig was Braveheart. And I was amazed by that. I was amazed at how they made that special case to fit 2 tapes inside.
I remember Titanic.
Titanic is the other one, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I remember the Titanic, and my parents rented the Titanic.
Sure.
And I saw it, not the actual movie, because they thought I wasn't,
Mature.
10-year-old Nathan's not old enough to see Kate Winslet's memories. I've seen him since then.
Yeah, of course. It was unrequited for so long.
I didn't understand why I couldn't watch it. I assumed it was because of the 2 VHSs.
Really?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I just remember going, that must be a really long movie. I probably don't want to watch it anyway. And it turns out my instinct was correct.
Yeah.
I didn't want to watch it
my
anyway.
attention span's not that good, huh? What?
It's,
Squirrel.
It's, that is a movie, if I could go back and unsee something to save myself a few hours of life, that's one I would choose.
You feel that strongly about it, huh?
It's so boring.
Well,
And the story.
yeah.
The story.
I could never get over the fact that she does let go.
Yeah.
She lets go.
Yeah. I'll never
I'll
let
never
go.
let go. And Ginger lets
Oh.
go.
Is he paying attention?
Yeah.
I'm just going to let
I
go.
get that it's metaphorical. I get it.
Yeah.
You've been beating me over the head with
My hand is
metaphors.
tired. I'm going to let go. Yeah, no, I never appreciated it.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I can name one part of the movie I did appreciate.
Okay. Tell me.
No, I can't.
Oh, you
not,
cannot.
Not any part
you
of
were
it.
not capable of.
Not one.
Okay.
Not 1 second of that.
Yeah.
However, as a male, I have been forced to watch it multiple times
Numerous.
by people of the fairer sex.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they're always like,
The fair sex being hermaphrodites.
right.
Yeah. You have a lot of
I-
hermaphrodites pressuring you.
I remember
So,
one specific time, freshman year of college.
is that a terrible term? I don't even know if it is.
Hermaphrodite?
Yeah. Is it more technical than terrible?
Do I look like Captain Politically Correct here?
You don't, but I... Yeah.
Anyway, in freshman year of college, I remember a situation
Uh-huh.
where there was one female,
Okay.
just one, and 5 men in a room hanging out. And she somehow convinced everyone to watch Titanic.
Wow.
That's how much power females have over movie choices.
That is...
She goes, "Oh, Titanic's on." We go, "Yeah, okay." Let's let this happen.
Yeah, you have to let it happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm gonna go make some top ramen because I'm in college and this is all I have going for me right now. By the way, that story could have gone a totally different place.
Yeah.
It didn't. It went to Titanic. That's the theme song to Titanic, right? That's "My Heart Will Go On," the love theme to Titanic.
And my heart will go on. Boom, 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 boom.
I think that was for the porn parody of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
By the way,
Titanic. Final.
no. Titanic.
Titanic
That's it.
Starship. The last airbender.
Anyway, and the same
Starring
thing.
Tom Hanks.
The same thing has happened in my life with the movie Love Actually.
You know, I like that movie, though.
I don't dislike the movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
So I don't fight all that hard.
Right.
But every single time I've seen it in my life, it's been a female going,
Of course, yes.
you know what we should watch? Love Actually.
Love Actually.
And I go, okay, because I have to pretend I don't want to watch that one.
Oh, I see. It's all a ruse.
Yeah.
It's all a ruse
But
with
really,
you.
if it's between Love Actually and Titanic,
You'd pick Love Actually, sure.
I would watch it 3 times to fill the space of the entire Titanic
I
film.
think the first time I saw the double VHS sleeve, I thought it was like a brick of VHS in there. Like it was one thing.
That won't
you know?
fit into our VCR.
What do we do? And I remember Blockbuster used to charge you like double.
Yeah.
For the double, and I'm like, that is such a racket. Looking back,
Man, that's a flash from the past.
Blockbuster Video?
Yeah.
Do people even know what we're talking about right now?
I don't know.
Does it sound like we're speaking German?
See, kids. Back
Cuddle up next to Daddy, kids, and listen to the story.
Back in the late 80s, throughout the 90s.
Through the 90s.
There was a place called Blockbuster Video. Once, what would happen there is you would go in, you would find a movie you wanted to watch. It was a new release, most likely, although sometimes they had older films. And you'd go in, and you'd go, man, I'd really like to see this. And then you'd get something called a VHS tape. Then you would take it up to the counter, and they would charge you $100 to rent that for one night.
Yes.
And then...
Because it was a new release.
And then you had to have it returned by 5 p.m. And at 5:01, they would go, sorry, it's late. You're now either going to pay us $200 or you're subject to firing squad.
That was pretty much the Blockbuster Video experience, yeah.
And this was the other part of it. As a child, me going, I want that candy, because they always had the candy by the cash register.
Candy, yeah.
I want the Butterfinger BBs. And my parents going...
Butterfinger BBs?
Yeah, remember those?
About them.
I want the Butterfinger BBs. And my parents go, those are $18. We'll just get you candy somewhere else.
Yes.
And I was very insistent that I wanted those. I never got those Butterfinger BBs.
And such is life. I remember going there, and they had some sort of popcorn bucket that had snacks in it.
Oh, yeah.
And
the snack bucket.
Yeah,
thing.
the snack bucket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember this.
And I was batty over the snack bucket.
Did you ever get one?
Oh, yeah.
Never got it.
Oh, yeah. I was a very spoiled child.
I don't even want to talk about it. This is why I'm the way I am. My dreams were crushed early on as a child.
In life. What is the way that you are?
Well, I mean, very cynical and negative. And it's all because I didn't get Butterfinger BBs from Blockbuster. I had to get them from the Texaco down the street. Remember Texaco?
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a thing, too.
That was a thing, too. Not a thing anymore. And you're never going to get the chance to do that because Blockbuster is gone.
Blockbuster's gone? Pretty sure Butterfinger BBs are gone.
They are. Well, maybe we can find a way to resurrect them. Like, what if you could resurrect the food that you ate before? And
Any food?
Any food that you ever ate.
This is a tough one. Because I really liked the Butterfinger BBs.
Pretty amazing they were. Melty, though.
Well, yeah. That was the best part.
You like the melty?
Yeah.
Okay, we're very different people.
You know what I would have said, but they've already done it?
What?
Crispy M&Ms.
Ooh, yeah. That's
But
a
they
good
brought
choice.
those back.
They did. They did
Yeah.
bring those back.
So my dreams have come true in that regard.
And your dreams. You know what I would resurrect?
What?
I'd resurrect a Sushi Jackknife.
Sushi Jackknife.